Recently, a friend of mine, Lily Lee, a product designer, has released this video about the current job markets for UX industries. And I was shocked because how similar everything is with the software engineering industries as well. So in today, I kind of wanted to talk about how do I feel, like Lily said, the job market isn't doing well and it hasn't been doing well since 2022, 2023. And fast forward to the beginning of 2024. And this is very similar to the software engineering market as well, especially for front-end developers. Now it's not the great time to go into a bootcamp, or this is not a good time for you to break into tech. A lot of the coding bootcamps are right now having a hard time even getting people to enroll into their classes. And if you are currently thinking about enrolling into a coding bootcamp, this might not be the perfect time for you. And even with the software engineers that with 5 years of experience, like me, myself, are having a really hard time even passing technical interviews. And this is due to the fact that there were so much layoffs in 2022, 2023, and 2024. There's just a oversaturated experienced developers in the market looking for the same positions, and there weren't many out there. Takeaway number one is that the job market are simply just saturated with experienced developers. A lot of the developers are looking for positions that are even less than what they would inspire to be. So I'm seeing a lot of senior developers are even looking for mid-level position. There aren't that many mid-level engineering positions that are even open, not even to mention for junior positions. If you're lucky enough to find a junior position that are open, it's probably gonna be filled up by a second. There's like thousands of applicants applying for the same position, which means the technical interview process are harder than ever right now. Takeaway number two is most of the jobs right now are overseas. They're not domestic. Frankly, that's because overseas developers cost like half of the salaries that would have cost in the US. And companies are smart. They're not stupid. So they know that they can save a lot of money if they hire overseas. And it's the same concept where they also know that developers who are locally located in the tech hubs are going to be more expensive than developers who are more willing to be remote. So if you're hiring somebody who's from West Virginia, is gonna be cost less for the company than hiring somebody who's from New York City. Takeaway number three, cloud developers, full stack developers, and AI developers can stand out. And frankly, they're pretty high demand. If you are a front-end developer, or if you're like a web developer, but you're not full stack, you're probably not as demand as somebody who is experienced with AI or experienced with DevOps or cloud. Unfortunately, this is not the same 5 years ago. But now there's a huge demand on companies are moving more towards cloud. Companies are looking for more AI implementations into their product. So that drives a lot of developers who are experienced with those technologies, with those skills being high valued. Number four, interviews are extremely long and companies are being extremely picky. Unfortunately, there's just such a large pool of talent that companies can pick from. Therefore, I've seen so many companies are letting you going through rounds and rounds of interviews, and then at the end of the day, they still giving you rejection. In the past, it could have been easier, it could have been simpler, but now since there's so many people are competing with you, the process just gets really long and draining. And to be honest, sometimes it's very discouraging, especially after you interview with so many companies, you invested so much time into those interviews, and at the end of the day, getting all that rejection, that isn't fun. Though this time is rough, but there's still hope. I have friends who recently landed jobs as a software developer after a long, dry months of interviewing and rejections. So stay strong and stay consistent, and your effort will get paid off eventually.